Hey, everyone. Blockchain Bernie here, episode 359, live from fabulous Las Vegas. The Trump token has launched on the Solana chain. It was a big stress test for everything. Isn't that great news for Solana, for crypto in general, that we have kind of the most successful token launch in human history on our chain, on the Solana chain? So that is really great. As you all have heard, the price has skyrocketed. It is at, almost $70 right now as we speak. This is a live stream. And many people think that they have missed out. They have missed the train. They could have bought it $8 or $13.50. But they think 70 is too high. First of all, I likely don't think that is the case. It is still a buy at today's prices. From my personal opinion, no financial advice, of course. And since it's a meme coin, it's mostly a gut feeling based on, what will happen the next 2 or 3 months. I think it'll help that token to go even higher. But if you feel, well, the price is too high for you, I missed out on it, you can do liquidity providing, because it is not only the most successful token by price and market cap and anything in that short amount of time. We're talking less than 2 days here. But it's also the most successful token with regards to trading volume. So a lot of trades are being made. Each and every trade incurs fees, right? There are trading fees. And I've read that in the press that, it all goes to the issuers of the token, which are, some Trump-affiliated companies. But that might be true because they provided lots of the liquidity. But anyone can do it. Liquidity providing is permissionless, which means you don't need permission from anyone. Anyone can provide liquidity and profit off of that heavy trading that is going on this token, right? I feel it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have that amount of trading volume, still relatively little amount of liquidity provided. The more players are there and the more people provide liquidity and the more billions we have in all these liquidity pools, the harder it gets to profit off of it, the more competition, so to speak, you have. Right now, it is still quite low, and I show you what the earnings opportunities are these days. So let's dive right into it. Let's look into, first of all, the Trump token itself, right? So first of all, it has given a big boost to Solana. So we see 272 here now. Let's refresh it. This was only already a few minutes old. So 271.74, a market cap of 132 billion. So yeah, closing up here to Tether. See that? Even closing up to Ripple. And Ethereum is still at 412 billion. All right, so the Trump token has quite, climbed up the ranks here in recent days. It's now at position 19 by market cap here. So that's 13 billion. So that's one of the reasons, if you ask me, compare it to Doge and things like that. Doge is 58 billion. I think this has a lot of potential here still, even at the current price of 67.33. But let's click this here, right? So this is the Trump token, and what you see here is the trading volume, right? It started at this level here, which was $13 billion each and every day. Guys, a token that was launched on the same day it was launched. Nobody knew it was launching. Not even Elon knew it was launching. And on that same day, tokens for $13 billion have changed hands. That is fantastic. I mean, it's unheard of. It's really unheard of. And what does that all mean? It means that all this trading and the 13 billion was just on the first day, right? Look at, we're here on Sunday, right? We have 30 billion, $30 billion in daily, 29 point something here in daily trading volume, which is insane. It's just insane, guys. So now I wanted to tell you how can you profit. I mean, you can buy the token or you can short the token, whatever you think happens to the Trump token. But this video is about providing liquidity, because here you have a lot of traders that actually trade from the liquidity that you provide, and all these trading fees will go straight into your wallet, and I'll show you how that works. All right, few live chats here. I would like to see you mention one of those before it goes parabolic next time. Yeah. So that was you needed to be fast on Friday evening, right? And it was like, hey, is it real, or got Trump's account hacked or something like that? So we didn't really know what was going on Friday, and I was relatively late. I bought mine at 13.50, and had I been a little bit more, like I saw some notifications flying by on my phone, I was busy, right? I was busy setting up my validator and upgrading it to the latest version. So I gave myself an hour or two until I looked at it, and then it was at 13.50. All right. Yeah, Ed, if I buy now, it goes down. That always happens. Don't worry about it. It always happens to everyone, right? It happens to me. It happens to so many people that I know. But then, if you have high conviction, just stay in there and it's going to come up again. All right. So now I want to dive into liquidity providing. So, let's check out Meteora. Oh, let's check out here the CoinGecko page again. So if you scroll all the way down on CoinGecko, you see all the exchanges where it's listed. So these ones are SEXs here, centralized exchanges, and then we have DEXs here, right? So we have Radium and Meteora here, right? And you see Meteora has 16 billion in, what is that here? Oh, that's depth. In 24-hour volume, 1.5 billion, right? It was a stress test for that decentralized exchange called Meteora. They did a lot of these trades here, and let's see how we can provide liquidity here on Meteora. So it is app.meteora.ag. And then you do the DLMM. That's the dynamic liquidity management pools here. And we see some here, the Trump Sol, Trump USDC. So the thing that is most problematic with liquidity providing is called impermanent loss, right? If you have two tokens that diverge widely in pricing, then the token that pumps most will be bought out of your pool, out of your liquidity pool, and you end up with the other token, which is the one that did not pump, right? Which is, so to say, the loser token. And you end up with only the loser token in your pool if you don't do it the right way. So I give you a few more tips here in this video. So stay with me all the way to the end. But in order to avoid the impermanent loss, I would always go for the Trump Sol pool rather than the Trump USDC, because Sol is pumping somewhat together with the Trump token, and that means it's not as much diverging as the Trump USDC, right? So we can go on this Trump Sol here. We have a bunch of different pools here, and then we have the 24-hour fees in, divided by the TVL. This has gone down significantly from yesterday. We were at about 50% yesterday. But this one here is still at 34%. So that means if you provide $1,000 in liquidity, right, then 35% of that, that's $350, will be generated in fees per day, which means you do that for 3 days. You provide the 1,000 sol and you get 1,000 sol, another 1,000 sol just in trading fees. This is how profitable that is, right? Let's say you have 1,000 sol. I mean, let's just say you do it with 10 sol, okay? 10 sol these days is what, $2,700? So let's say you put in 10 sol, right? You get your 10 sol in 3 days, right? Times 100, that's 10 sol times 100, that's 1,000 sol a year that you would earn. That would be $273,000, right? So, but, you can't make all of that easy, right? That's because of the impermanent loss. So I'll dive into it. But that's the theoretical thing that you can make off of just putting 10 sol at risk, $2,700, and making it 270 in trading fees. You don't depend on any tokens going up. You only depend on other people wanting to swap their Trump token in either direction, right? And these people, when they swap, they pay like 0.3% or so in trading fees, and most of that goes to you that provides the liquidity, and anyone can do that. It's not just the Trump affiliates that do that in this case. Anyone can do it. I did it yesterday, and I'll show you how it works. All right, let's dive into it. So we're here on Meteora. So let me connect my wallet here. And let's see what's going on. Let's do a different wallet. Let's do this here. And connect my wallet. Boom. Okay, connected. So now, again, I can use this here. And then let's use the one with the highest fee thing, right? You see, these pools here take 5% fee. These take 0.2% fee. It's always great to use the one with the lowest fees here because that's the one that people will use the most, right? This will not be used that often. It's only 168 million, whereas this one is 1.3 billion here. It's used more rarely, but it has higher fees, so that's why you're still getting a lot of fees in 24 hours here. But with this one, it has 9 billion in it. It has less in it than these here, so you even have less competition. You have a lot of trading volume here, and you get 32% in fees back per day. And this is backward looking here, right? 24-hour fees per TVL. That's for the past 24 hours, which is no guarantee for the future 24 hours, of course, right? People are providing more and more liquidity. The trading volume is still going up. So we're still talking here about a trading volume that is going like crazy, but people provide more and more liquidity. So this opportunity here is diminishing somewhat, right? But let's look into it. Let's do this pool here. Okay. And then you're here, and it's very easy to use, right? You've connected your wallet. You need to have both Sol and Trump in your wallet, but then you can just click add liquidity here. So let's say I want to do like 10 Sol, right? That's what we said. And I have it on autofill here. That means it puts around 40 Trump tokens here into the pool, because the price difference is like about that, right? It's like four Trump tokens is about the same price as 1 Sol. So that's why we have this here. Then you can select a volatility strategy here. I don't want to dive into these things here. You basically, with this pair, Trump Sol, the best choice is the spot thing, right? And the spot thing means you have a range here, right? And the range usually goes from minus 3.5% of the current price until plus 3.5% of the current price. It has gone out of sync a little bit here because in these few seconds that we're doing this here, the price has moved a little bit, right? But then, we can just add the liquidity here. Boom, and I'll just do that. And it lets me do it in the US, which is nice. It's just executing the transaction here. I hope it goes through. Let's see. It should go through. I mean, right now, the Solana chain is quite in demand, in high demand. So many people are trading here. There's a lot of transaction. All of them cost fees. It's good times for validators because the validators all get some of those fees. And it went through here. See, the position has been created. That's nice. We can view the transaction here. So we see it here. What happened is I added liquidity, 33.5 Trump tokens at a value of 2,282 and 10 Sol at 2,700. So the total liquidity is 2.7 plus 2.2. So that's about $5,000 that I put in here. Good. So I have provided $5,000 in liquidity now. The transaction went through and we have it here. So yeah, it says 4.98K. So that's the liquidity I have. And in these few seconds that I'm in there, you see the trading fees that we're earning here. Every second people are trading and trading. And even though these $5,000 are just 0.0000 XYZ% of the total liquidity that has been provided, right? So only a very, very small amount of trades will use our liquidity here, right? We're just providing 5,000 out of, 30 billion, 50 billion or so. It's a tiny amount, but still, people are trading like crazy many, many, many times each and every second. And that's the reason. And I've never seen that with any other trading pair here, that you basically every second you see that you're earning fees here, right? We've already earned $1 in, what was that? Maybe 30 seconds. So you can do the math here. If you do that all year, or even just 1 month, you're probably 6 figures a month. Guys, 6 figures a month just in trading fees. If it stays like that, it'll become more competitive because more and more people, you are watching that, maybe you'll do it. More and more people will provide liquidity and then the earnings potential goes down, right? But here, as you see, this is working nicely here. But what you also see is my 10 Sol are being diminished here and I get more Trump here. That's because during this 1 minute that I showed you this, the Trump was going down in price relative to Sol. So that means more people buy away the Sol here from my pool, which is actually quite nice because this will change, right? It'll change the other direction and it'll come back here to 10 Sol. But right now, I bought net some Trump here. And that's what's happening with the impermanent loss. If you don't watch this, right, and Trump pumps again, right, then all the Trump here will be bought away. You end up with having not 10 but 20 Sol here in your liquidity position, and then Trump pumps more, and then if you close the position, you have 20 Sol. you only had 10 before, so you want to sell those 10 sol and you want to get some Trump back for it. But you don't get that amount of Trump if it has pumped in the meantime. So that's what's called impermanent loss here. And that is not nice, right? So you really have to monitor this stuff here. And you see the price, Trump per sol, has moved to the right here. We always start somewhere in the middle. It's coming back a little bit to the middle. So things are going well for us here. Not really. Yeah. So I have 7 sol now, and I have some more Trump, which I'm happy with because I want to accumulate Trump anyway, right? So I bought some Trump here at, relatively good prices for this, this time that we're in here. And I've earned, over $2 in trading fees in, I don't know, 2 minutes or something. And we see the price here moving a little bit again. But as you see, we have 7 sol here, 46 Trump now. So that's nice. I bought up a little bit on Trump here, sold 3 sol for it, or 3 point something sol. And I earned these $3 in trading fees here. It is so fantastic to watch these trading fees coming in here by the second, right? I've never seen a trading pool, especially one that's only 2 days old, where liquidity is actually being used. And that's what you want as a liquidity provider. You don't want your liquidity lying around there in the pool. Nobody's trading and you don't earn any trading fees. This won't happen here with this a Trump sol trading pair, right? Okay, so it's moving here more and more, and it's moving in a nicer direction, right? So right now, in these few minutes, Trump is giving back a little bit in price compared to sol, which means, I was net buying some Trump here, which is great. So I love that, and I'll just close my position here. So the way it works in Meteora is this was add liquidity, and we have this other tab here that says withdraw, and we can claim the fees here. We could harvest the fees. We're at $4.50 now, right? So it's moving. But I just say withdraw and close position, and then I'll just have that position closed. And this thing was quite profitable here because I have these $5 in fees here in just I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes or so, and I've also bought some more Trump here for sol at a relatively favorable price for these minutes that we're living in right now. So I hope this has helped you. Let me warn you, first of all, this is all not financial advice. If you want to try it out. It's quite fun. And just be aware of that impermanent loss. You need to watch it, right? You can't let it run just as it is, because sooner or later it'll buy out one of the positions there. And if it's the sol Trump, I personally believe, and probably many people believe, it's that Trump will outperform sol in the next few months or so. And if you believe that, then sooner or later, all your Trump will be sold out of your liquidity position that you provided. You end up with only sol. So you net sold some Trump at prices of, Monday. And when you look into it on Tuesday, Trump will be even more expensive. So you would need the sol that you have to buy back the Trump at a not so favorable price, assuming it has gone up, right? So that's what you need to be aware of, the impermanent loss. And it is not easy, because the impermanent loss can wipe out all your trading fees, right? And I've tried it a few times. It's not something where you can set it and forget it. There are bots out there that can help you with all that, constantly readjusting positions and everything. But in order to get started and to see what it's all like, I can absolutely recommend trying that out on Meteora. You can also try it out on Radium, and there are other tokens also. All right. Yeah, and yes, someone's asking here, Michael Hill. Yeah, of course, I absolutely did deposit those 5Ks. Oh, it was 5K worth of tokens, right? So 10 Sol, that's 2,700, and then I also deposited 2.2 something K worth of Trump tokens. So I deposited both. That's how it works with liquidity providing. You fund a token pair, right? So that people can trade from one token to the other. So I provided both sides, and yeah, it took both from my wallet, the 10 Sol and the, what was it, 100 and something. Oh, I can show you that here actually, because we still have the transaction here, right? In SolScan, it says not finalized, so let's refresh it. It's finalized by now. Yeah, I deposited these 10 Sol here and 33.55 Trump tokens, right? So I deposited both here, worth about $5,000 now. And yeah, this was quite profitable because I made these $5 in trading fees, but didn't have any impermanent loss. And also the impermanent loss is kind of, subject to how you look at it, right? If you want to build up your position in Trump, which I want to do, then it had helped me, right? It went, I sold a bit of Sol, like 3 Sol or so, and I got some more Trump tokens at a time, like at a 3-minute interval. During these 3 minutes, Trump went down, right? So I bought at relatively good prices, which was great, right? Normally, during these 3 minutes, if Trump goes up, it buys out the Trump tokens out of your liquidity position, and the amount of Sol goes up, and then at some point you close the position, and then with the more Sol that you've got, you want to buy the Trump back because I don't want to lower my position on the Trump token. But in this case, it played for me, right? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this little episode. If it did, I have one little ask for you. Please smash that like button for me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And if you make your steps in liquidity providing, just let me know. Do it with small amounts, right? I mean, these 10 Sol plus the equivalent amount of Trump, that was like $5,000. Don't do it with $50,000 or $500,000 when you start out, right? Start with small amounts to train, to learn, to make your impermanent loss, right? Make some trades where you make that loss, and learn when you need to get out. You see when the price is moving out in one direction and the impermanent loss goes against you, close your position and then open a new position with a new price range, right? And if you do that, you need to supervise it 24/7. Don't just let it run, because, if you let it run there for an hour or two or overnight, it'll go, it'll move into some direction that you don't like, and then you have that impermanent loss. All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Catch you later. Peace.